Jacob had always been a man who prided himself on his success. His business empire was thriving, and his life seemed perfect. He had everything anyone could ever want: luxury cars, a mansion by the ocean, the finest clothes, and every material possession you could imagine. Yet, beneath the surface, there was something Jacob never gave much thought to. He never had time for anything that wasn't part of his hustle. Certainly not his health. He'd been feeling off for a while. Occasional pains, fatigue, a feeling of something just not being right. But he didn't have time to slow down. After all, when you can buy whatever you need, health seemed like just another thing to be fixed with the right resources. But then one morning, the pain wouldn't go away. He found himself sitting across from a doctor who spoke in terms Jacob didn't want to hear. The words were unsettling, but what shook him most was the tone in the doctor's voice. Like the man was speaking to him from a place of truth. "There's no quick fix," the doctor said. "You can throw money at this, but it won't change the course you're on." Jacob walked out, feeling the weight of something he hadn't been prepared for. He'd never believed that anything could be outside his control. But this was different. Money didn't seem to make the problem go away. He tried everything. The best doctors, the most expensive treatments, and endless consultations with specialists. Yet no matter how many zeros were on the check, nothing seemed to change. The pain, the fatigue, the frustration, it was all still there. And then, one evening, sitting in his plush living room, Jacob's mind wandered back to an old friend he hadn't thought about in years. A man who had never had much, certainly not the wealth Jacob boasted, but always seemed to have a kind of peace about him. The kind of peace Jacob would never understand until now. His friend had lived a tough life, but in many ways, his health had always been his greatest fortune. Jacob could almost hear his friend's words echoing in his mind. Health is a crown that the healthy wear, but that only the sick can see. As the pain crept back, Jacob finally realized what his friend had meant. Maybe it wasn't the cars, the money, or the mansion. Maybe it was something he had taken for granted all along. Something you couldn't buy, no matter how much you tried. Something that, when you lost it, there was no price tag big enough to bring it back.